wouldn't be a horror fest without one anthology film. And at a Night of Horror International Film Festival, we had one called Lore. Now, this was the Midwest premiere of Lore, and it gives us a wraparound story of four friends who are always looking for interesting adventures, and they go out to this location that's supposed to be haunted, and it's for an experience. Well, when they come across their guide, Darwin, Darwin says that part of the experience is sharing horror stories around a campfire to appease the spirits who had died on the land where they were at. And so, reluctantly, these four individuals give their stories, and those are the stories that are part of the anthology. Folks, this was a solid anthology film that kept its same theme throughout, had wonderfully variations in its stories, and really kept me intrigued just throughout the entire runtime, really. What helps, though, with the wraparound story for sure is Richard Brake, who was fantastic as Darwin. Oh my, I could watch any anthology film. I would love to watch an anthology series with him as the guide, if you will. He was just fantastic. Ate up every scene he was in the wraparound, and just a character that you wanted to see more of. So he puts in a solid performance, was a great pick as the guide, kind of the crypt keeper of the series, if you will. Now, each of these stories is unique. We have Shadows, which is kind of a monster story dealing with a creature in a warehouse and a guy hiding out from some thugs. I really liked that and how it was lit and everything. There's some suspenseful moments. The design of the creature looked really good, though. There, later on as the story plays out, we get to see more of it, and I think the creature would have had more impact on me had they stayed a bit in the shadows, no pun intended, but it still looked great, even in full light, but I think it took just a little bit away from it, but I did dig the twist to the story, as each one of these short stories usually have. So it had a creative twist, and it was a fun way to open this. Then we have The Hidden Woman, which was about a mother and a son living in this older house that is cursed, that they have unknowingly have another occupant in the home, and we get to see a lot of really cool, creepy stuff done with mirrors and the scares out of the corner of your eye. The hidden woman's makeup was really creepy, and you get some child in peril stuff in here, which always adds to the tension of a horror film, but really well crafted there. That was directed by Patrick Michael Ryder. And then, James Bush directed the Shadows short, by the way. Both really well directed. This group are all involved in each one of these in some way, shape, or form. And then we've got Cross Your Heart, directed by Greer Johnson. And this one is a nice twist on the whole couples having an open marriage type of thing, and the husband is not the nicest or most decent person, and we turn that on its head, and I loved it. It was so delightful, this one. While it dealt with some mature subjects, at the same time, it had a wonderful spirit to it. You kind of knew something was going to go on and happen with the way they set it up, but and then what it does, it was great. It brought a smile to my face, and it seemed like the whole audience really got into this one, especially with the gore effects, which there were great practical gore effects in here. In fact, all of the production design for all of these shorts in this anthology were really well produced and sharply edited and just handled greatly. And then probably my favorite, just because I am the film fan, and we don't get enough slasher stories in a movie theater for the whole runtime of the movie, of the short, and we get that here with The Keychain Man, which was directed by Ryder and Bush. And yeah, this one is just kind of your straight slasher, but there are some wonderfully creative kills, including an interesting use to a popcorn scooper. There's the practical and gore effects in here were great. There was some great tension moments. I love this one scene in particular that was in a bathroom with the killer in there and one of his would-be victims hiding out. Of course, there are movie references and such in here as well. Those are a little more updated. What I really dug it too, though, is that there are some Easter eggs in this one, namely in the form of movie posters on the walls. And I loved that. I loved how doing that kind of put all of these films in a specific type of world. So the fact that they put those movie posters in the background was just a nice added little touch to it. And the character that they picked for the slasher was fantastic. Very scary individual, very tall individual, and very intimidating. So yeah, all of these stories and the wraparound, I think it was sharply made. It is one of the better indie anthologies out there, and it's called Lore. So if you get a chance to see it, please check it out. It had its Midwest premiere at A Night of Horror Film Fest, and I was glad that I got to see it because I, along with the audience, just had a blast with all the little horror shorts that were in this body of work. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have seen Lore, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Subscribe if you can, bells and whistles and all that to help us reach our goal of 3,000 subscribers or more. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub and support indie horror.